Hey there, EverlongMystic here. So we're going to do a pick a card, and it's what's your next barrier? And there are 4 options. Pick a number from the thumbnail, and I do have timestamps in the description box. All right. Okay, this is for those of you that picked number 1, your next barrier. So we have the cards pulled here. We have Mystical Shaman, Liffruma, and I think it's the Activation Oracle. So this first card here is the barrier. Ooh, and that's the circle. This feels a lot like public, like a group of people, or just the public in general, or society in general. There is going to be something that you're going to be going against the grain here. And so, let's see, let's get some details. I just want to get a little bit of tarot. We're going to use the Muse to clarify. So the barrier, this public barrier for number 1. It's making me think of I don't know if it's like a Chris Cornell song or maybe it's called Hands All Over. I know he sings it, but I don't remember which band. Hands All Over. All right. So we have the 8 of Emotions here, which means that you're not going. It's like you're going solo. It's like you're going to be in a position where you have to do something when everyone else is doing something different, and it's going to feel very strange. Maybe there's, like an emptiness that's driving you. Oh, and the 7 of Emotions. It's like you're here and you're watching everyone do all of their things, and it's like you can't jump into it. You can't participate for some reason. And it's not a forever thing. So how do you get through that how do you get through that barrier? With your life force. Perfect. So we have the sun coming out here. Sun, the maker of all things, the force of warmth, melting ice to release physical existence, imbued with being, the life-creating light that shines and shifts. This nomadic force fights to remain in flux, fluid and loving. To step with the sun is to sail the cosmic sea and be as light and alive as a precious jewel pinned upon the rolling sky above. Look at that. Look, and that it corresponds to this card so much. It's almost like this the sun is what's missing, right? So really embodying your life force is what's going to get you through. And I almost want to say like the irritation of it all, right? It's not that you're not free. It's not that you don't have options. It's just it just seems so much. It's overwhelming. Maybe a little bit dense. You know what I mean? Three of Inspiration. I really like that. It's like, I like these dominoes here because it's like the dominoes will fall where they may. They're gonna fall where they may. You didn't put the dominoes up. They did, or they are, right? They're not, it's like they're not your dominoes. Oh, and here we have, look at you with sequential numbers. And they totally shuffled, right? So you have 8 and 7 and 3 and 4. Oh, you have 8-8 and you have 7-7 as well. Okay, so there's some number stuff going on here. So we have the 4 of inspiration here. And this is like really connecting. I'm just noticing all of the strings or the colors that are coming down from the sky. It's like really being in tune, and it's just really being in tune. It's like you can use that connection, your life force. That's the advice here. So what's on the other side of the barrier? So let's say you use your life force, right? You're shining, you are stepping into the sun, you're sailing the cosmic sea, you're not paying attention to other people's dominoes, you're like really maintaining that connection, right? So what's on the other side of the barrier here is the sacred geometry of compassion. So the frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. It almost is giving me this, I'm getting goosebumps too. It feels like a conduit, like maintaining this connection with your, using your life force and having that compassion. It feels like, I don't know, like you're generating it or something. Like, I don't know, that doesn't sound right. I mean, yeah, generating it, but like it's almost as if like you bring that and you give that wherever you go, as if that's part of some kind of purpose. Like it's meant to flow into the world. And like as that's flowing, then this kind of barrier that isn't even a barrier anymore. It's just a thing, or you know what I mean? Yeah, we have the 3 of materials here, and this is like the materials. It's the 3D world. This is meant. It's like you're meant to exude this divine compassion, and so it can seep into the world. I want to say almost especially during circumstances like this, future barriers, or like public people areas, you know what I mean? Because that's how things kind of, you see how it's like all braided up here? It's like that's how it's all kind of coming together. And here we have the page of inspiration, which means that you are going to be, in the future, you're going to be experiencing new things here. It's almost like you have, you're opening up a new skill that's going to allow you to to see things that you haven't been able to see before, to feel things you haven't been able to feel before. But it's the page of inspiration, right? So there's some kind of action associated with it, right? It's like there's going to be new things to do for you. Very cool. All right, so number 1, this is your message. Okay, this is for those of you that picked pile number 2. So we have a barrier. We have how to get through it and what's on the other side. So we've got mystical shaman, Liffruma, and I think it's sacred geometry activation. All right, so number 2, what is your barrier? The rainbow. I just heard talk. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. This isn't about, okay, so this barrier for you has a lot to do with doing instead of saying. And it's either coming from you or it's coming from another person here. Because the rainbow in this picture, it's like you see the trail of the magic, the rainbow, right? It's trailing from the flying bird, not from the talking bird. Or you know what I mean? Because parrots are, there's something about like really taking action and not just, like running your mouth or whatever. Or another person, like you could be experiencing that from another person. Like it's almost like maybe it could be losing a little bit of faith in someone because they don't put their money where their mouth is, or that kind of thing. Or I'll believe it when I see it. Definitely an emphasis on some kind of action here. Oh, wow. So we have that Two of Inspiration here. An inspiration that would be fire, right? So it's like, it's an anticipated action. And it's almost like you, like sitting there with your dang telescope. Like if you're dealing with another person, right? You're sitting there going, hello, when are you going to do something? You know what I mean? Or this could be someone else looking at you going, why don't you just stop talking about it and get off your butt and do it? That kind of thing. And another card of like jumping into action. Yeah, there's no mistaking it. That's the next barrier for you, number 2. It's like the barrier is I don't know, like something preventing you from taking action. What that something is probably differs between many people. We're all motivated differently, right? But we have some advice here from Liffruma, how to push through the barrier, how to get through it. May not require pushing, but you never know with Liffruma. So we have Thorn Portal Giant. Ooh, okay. You know what? Because we're getting this this Thorn card, I almost wonder if the reason for the inaction has something to do with habits, or even an addiction, or something like that, or like a bad habit, right? Like habits are so hard to break, I swear. Like it could be something like procrastination, that's gone too far, or it could be something like indulgences of any kind, really. But anyway, so we have the thorn. It says dense, thorny thickets encircle sacred spaces. The fairy-infested blackthorn briars call and pull you to their spiked, enchanting, entrancing entrance to the other place. Leaves and purple-fruited sloes drop as its naked, twisted black skeleton shifts and shivers, revealing a giant gateway. Dare you. So, first of all, this is really saying that you do need to push through this barrier, this next barrier that's coming up for you. You need to push through it, and it may not look pretty. It may look a little bit intimidating. Like there's no way I could do this, but the magic is from the action. The rainbow here, like it trails from the action. It's you got to do something. So, what is there any other advice? We'll get 2 tarot cards. Because I think what's on the other side is some kind of sacred space for you. Look at you opening it up. Look at that. It's opening up that sacred space. and see it's like all dark around the edges, right? And you don't know what's in there, but it's like just taking that, it's more inspiration, it's more fire, right? Fire, passion, using it to open up that portal to that divine space. Look at that, the muse of inspiration. This here is like you are being looked after here, number 2. It's like I feel like these are just like loving guides, or like, you know, something. I mean, you've got angel wings, could be guardian angel. We have fire here. It could be just some kind of very powerful, you know, like archetype or deity or something, or what have you, right? But you are, it's like they will protect the way for you. So never fear when the thorn portal presents itself. All right, so what's on the other side? What's on the other side? A miracle. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you have the miracle. You have the sacred geometry of miracle. So the frequency of miracle supports our belief in ourselves. Yes. As a part of source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. Oh my gosh, that's gonna make me cry. All right, let's pull a couple tarot cards. Oh my gosh, number 2. All right. Look at that, the ace of inspiration. Look at all of the inspiration here. You got inspiration here, inspiration, inspiration, inspiration. OMG, right? and this is new opportunities, right? Like new opportunities for greater inspiration. There's some major synchronicity, like whatever this sacred space is, it's like something like pops wide open for you, like in a really good way. Like wow, I felt like wow, I finally get it. Oh wow, like I finally made the connection, or wow, this really works, or you know, something along those lines. And then you are sitting pretty. Look at you. We have the Four of Voices, but this is like really like comfortable, relaxing, enjoying. It's enjoying the view, and her eyes are closed, right? So, but she's totally enjoying the view. And this could be just like this whole meditative, like seeing the magic, right? Or maybe it's a third eye opening or something. You know what I mean? But whatever it is, it feels really good, and you're gonna like it. It is so worth opening this kind of portal or pushing through whatever this barrier is. And again, remember, the barrier is just something that you need to act on that you haven't been acting on, or that you don't want to act on because, you know, you're lazy, or you're procrastinate, or you're afraid, or what, insert your crutch, there. All right, number 2. All right, number 3. Hey, number 3. So this is for those of you that picked the third pile. So we have a barrier, how to get through it, and what's on the other side. Mystical Shaman, Liffruma. I think it's Sacred Geometry Activation Oracle. All right, what's the barrier? Oh, all right. So we have the hummingbird here. This is very small. It's feeling very small. Like I'm not big enough. I'm not strong enough. I don't have enough power. I don't have enough influence. That's what this barrier is about. Being too small to do something. Something like, not that a hummingbird is insignificant. Hummingbird's beautiful, but that's just what's coming through right now as far as a barrier. Too delicate, too fragile. Not ready. So here we have multiple people here. It's the Four of Inspiration. And I mean, it's generally a positive card here. That's the thing though. It's like it's like being drawn to numbers, like a group. Just I almost wonder if this is something about being afraid to do something by yourself, afraid to go solo. Because there are so many more positive things associated with being in the group. So here we have the Knight of Voices. And this is saying that this is like the universe saying like you need to fly solo. There's something you need to do by yourself here. Alright, so you've got a solo mission here, and so the barrier is thinking all of the reasons why you can't do it by yourself, why you need others to do this thing, whatever this thing is. So how do you get through it? Let's ask Liffruma. Oh, because it's your dang birthright. Hello. It's your legacy. It's your birthright. So what defines you? Your family, their possessions, all they leave to you through inheritance? Is that estate fated to define you from birth, written into your body codes? Or will you seek your original birthright, move past all that falsely defines you, and find the full truth of yourself? What frequency is the true you? Claim that. So really, there's a greater purpose going on here. This barrier is trying to get you to find the full truth of yourself, your own true frequency, not you as an embodiment of other people's frequencies, even though it might feel good sometimes. Other times, I promise it doesn't, but anyway, so that's cool. We're actually getting a why from Liffruma and a little bit of how. Let's get some tarot and get more clarification on how to get through that. Wow. Okay, this almost feels like like the law of attraction or manifestation kind of thing. It's embodying it. Even if you don't feel like, let's say you don't feel like you're the Pegasus flying in the sky, right? Well, you're supposed to embody that feeling, like you feel that feeling as if you're already there, and then the universe kind of brings you that stuff, right? That's what this Nine of Emotions is. It's almost like they're sitting there embodying that feeling, right? Of like, I could do this. I'm my true self, and kind of generating that frequency around you, right? And then boom, the universe drops all these things in. Like, oh, well, like, these are your birthright. These are all for you. Here you go. You know what I mean? Oh, an ace of voices. So I like this. This is this is a new opportunity. All aces are some kind of opportunity, right? But this is an opportunity to really tap into your your own wisdom, your higher self, right? True you. So we kind of already know that a little bit, like the true you, right, is connected to what's on the other side. The true you is what gets you to the other side. So third eye chakra. Okay. So on the other side of the barrier is third eye, the sacred geometry of the third eye chakra. The frequency of the third eye chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination and our psychic powers. So you have some kind of psychic development to look forward to here, and it's always awesome when you're able to, develop your spidey senses, because you can use it so much in life to help yourself, right? And to help other people. And keep yourself out of trouble. All right. Let's get some more clarification. All right, you're going to get shook up. You're going to get shook up. We have the tower here, but this tower, the way that all of these like electrical bolts here are going into this person, it really feels like a rewiring, like making connections and rewiring. It's like being rewired for something. And it's something that happens on like an energetic level. Like it's something that, like, I don't know if you've ever heard of like psychic surgery and stuff like that, but I believe that there are beings that can affect our electrical circuitry, so to speak. And it's a possible thing. Sometimes it happens when you're sleeping. Sometimes it's done by your guides and your angels. But it's there. It's happening. It's going to happen, is what I'm seeing here, and it's shocking. Like, because like the first time something like that, like an upgrade or a huge download that just kind of, like sometimes you can actually feel it, like physically. So it's not scary, it's just like, whoa, that's a thing. So here we have Six of Voices. Let's see what this is about. There's a lot going on in this card. It's weird. It's like with the hands and this little person here, it almost seems like there is something on the peripheral that is being coaxed to come in. And then we have the Six of Voices. So voices are swords, right? So the Six of Swords is generally a card about, like, going to greener pastures, right? Like going somewhere that's better than where you were. So there's something being improved here. I think it's related to whatever this kind of rewiring is, and it's going to have something to do with your periphery. I almost wonder if you're going to start seeing more things with your peripheral vision here. But it's like it's not going to be scary. It's like you're going to know what it is. Very interesting. All right, that's your message number 3. All right, number 4. So for those of you that chose row number 4, we have a barrier. We have a way to get through it. and we have what's on the other side. Now this barrier, it's a your next barrier or a future barrier. Mystical Shaman, Liffruma, and I think it's Sacred Geometry Activation, or Geometry Activation, something like that. Oracle. Alright, so what's the barrier? The Gatherer. You know what's weird about this Gatherer? I feel like they already have all the things. They've already gathered. Oh, your next barrier is having to wait. Oh man. Your next barrier is like the waiting game. Oh man. All right. But you know what? Sometimes you wait, things get real sweet, so. And the thing is, it's like, I don't know, man, the expression on their face, it's like, it's like, I don't know, it's like they've, like, this, whoever, like, this figure has their eye on the prize, right? Like, they know it's out there, they know it's coming, and they're waiting, but they know. It's like, the gaze, there's something about the gaze. It's like there's no worry, there's no stress, it's very calm. I know it's coming, and it's gonna be right here. It's like, I don't know, feeling kind of sure, though, but I think the barrier here is like having to wait and like not following through with the wait. Like jumping the gun would kind of ruin it. And a barrier could just be something that you're resistant to. You know what I mean? All right, let's get some clarification with tarot. Wow. Okay, yeah. This wait is going to be fairly difficult because we have the Emperor coming out here, and like, you know, you think about an Emperor, it's like they it's like, I want it done and I want it done now. Or you know what I mean? Like what are we waiting for? You know? 10 of materials, man. It's like you can taste it. It's like you can taste the success. You can taste the beauty. You can taste the results of what's coming, but it's just not here yet. Ugh. All right. So, how do you get through it? How do you get through this wait? Liffruma? Busy work. We got the broom. That's what popped into my head. Busy work. Keep yourself busy. Just keep yourself busy, and time will pass. But there's something else with the broom, though. There's some kind of cleanup that is necessary. I'm not 100% sure how a cleanup is going to help with the weight or the impatience here. There's got to be something that you discover during the cleanup process. So let's read the card. Scarlet berries, large as cherries, speak of the scrubbing back of bloodied stains, troubles traveling from the astral to stalk the living worlds must be scoured away. The harsh sweeping up that begins in dreams must be tackled in life by fully removing its stains. Brush with the prickly bush every corner of every trauma to rid yourself of those wounding remembrances. So, there's something psychological going on here Number 4, where because of things in the past, like, though, that's what's making you impatient. Because you see that this gatherer is not impatient. They're like perfectly content because they know it's coming. It's like they're calm. But like there's this sense of urgency because of something that happened in the past. Like maybe you didn't get something, or maybe you weren't allowed to have something, or maybe it just wasn't your freaking turn or something, right? And it's like there's some kind of psychological twist to it, to where if you were to do the cleanup, then it wouldn't seem as much like a weight. And I want to say this broom, this brom, this psychological cleanup here is has a lot to do with asking yourself some questions. And like I'm thinking of like journaling or something, where, or not even journaling, you don't even have to write it down, because sometimes when you write stuff down, it's like you write things down as if there's an audience to read it. Like, yeah, it's just really potent questions that you ask yourself, and like be honest kind of situation. So this is about envisioning your success. It's like imagine if all of that was cleaned up. Imagine how you would feel. I mean, you'd feel like crowning yourself, right? Patting yourself on the back. Yay, me. And we have the 4 of materials here. So this is, okay, so this is the beginning of that, I know it's gonna happen. I know it's coming. And I can wait for it because it's worth it, right? Because you've got that foundational energy here with the 4 of materials. I'm getting goosebumps. Ooh. All right, so this is kind of how you get through that weight. It seems like a task, but what's on the other side though? What's on the other side? Oh, so we have the sacred geometry of Earth. I love that. And that's really cool because we have this 4 of materials, very grounding, right? And the gatherer who's hunched on the ground on the earth, right? All right, so the frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our Great Mother and revealing the more ethereal spiritual aspects of our nature. That is really cool. That right there is just calming. I mean, look at this. Isn't that just calming to look at? It's very soothing. All right, let's get a couple cards. I feel like I need to whisper now, although my voice is kind of a whisper anyways, so I'm good. So we have the 10 of inspiration and the 7 of emotions here. Now, what I'm seeing here with the 10 of inspiration, just in the artwork here, is all of these like cows or steers or whatever they are, they're all holding, the same thing. It's like the same old, same old. Day in, day out, the same old stuff. Day in, day out, same old stuff, right? Now, what I'm seeing is you rising above that, and all of these little bitty same old problems or irritations or whatever, like they don't even mean the same thing to you anymore. Like once you get to this kind of zen beingness, right? It's like all of that stuff shrinks down into little bitty things that don't even affect you anymore. It's like you're bigger than that. You're grander than that because you've allowed yourself to be crowned by yourself, right? And so here we have the 7 of emotions. This could be many things actually, because number 1, we've got a whole variety of things to experience here with all the different kinds of fish, right? And I'm not seeing confusion. I think you're very clear. You're very clear. And here it's like she's just deciding, what am I going to try next? Because instead of walking around dealing with all these little tiny little irritations or whatever, it's like you're like, wow, I have like spiritually grown here. So what's the next thing going to feel like? Well, what is that going to feel like? Because things are different, right? I feel like you have some new experiences in store for you, and it really just, how much you want to clean up. You know what I mean? All right, okay. How patient can you be? So anyway, that's your message number 4.